What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush. And we're going to listen to the first part, though I'm not sure how long that will be even going into this, let me explain. But the first part of The Ninth Wave, which is to say the second side of her 1985 album, Hounds of Love. A number of people commented that this is meant to be experienced in succession. It's like a conceptual side of the record, so I appreciate that. However, a number of people commented, it was like 4 or 5 different folks commented that different reactors, like confirmed, have had this reaction blocked when they've tried to react to the whole thing. So I am going to have to split it up. My plan is to split it up into 2 parts. I'm going to react to the first 3 tracks, and if I can get that video through, then I'm going to try reacting to the final 4 tunes at the same time. Ultimately, if this video gets blocked, I'm going to split it in half. Maybe do the first 2 tracks and then the third, or the first track and then the second and third. And then hopefully both of those will be able to get through. Obviously, it'll be a little weird because there won't be an introduction for the second video. It'll literally just start with me, already sitting here, listening to the music. But that's my plan, to do 3 tracks. Hopefully I can get it through in a single video. If not, I'll split up the video and hopefully the individual parts will get through. And then obviously if that happens, maybe I'll do 2 more reactions, 2 and 2, and see if I can get those through. So bottom line, we'll go through the 7 songs in some way, and I will try to experience more than one of the songs simultaneously. Or not simultaneously, but in direct succession. In any case, the first 3 tunes are called And Dream of Sheep, which I suppose this could be something else, or just the more general idea of counting sheep. But it's hard not to think of Philip K. Dick's short story, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was already out by the time this song was written. And indeed, I think Blade Runner, the first movie, was it out by this time? I don't remember if it was 85 or before. But it feels like it wasn't late 80s, so it feels like it was either out by this time or, this was right when it was being made. So yeah, again, it could be something more general. It feels maybe like that. The second tune is Under Ice, which has a dire and maybe terminal sort of flavor to it. Living things, especially those that respirate in, an oxygen-dominant atmosphere, as we do. Actually, nitrogen-dominant, now that I say that. But yeah, basically people or organisms that breathe like humans, if you're under ice, you're in trouble. Now obviously that could refer to something being frozen. There's a number of possibilities, but yeah, it's another very vivid and visual phrase. And then the final tune is Waking the Witch, or the final tune of the 3 we're going to try to listen to here. And Waking the Witch, it sounds like a dangerous prospect even with no other context or information. So I am curious what all these things will be. So let's find out. This is Kate Bush and the first part of the conceptual half of the album The Ninth Wave from her 1985 record Hounds of Love. And we're going to hear And Dream of Sheep, Under Ice, and Waking the Witch.
Little light shining, little light will guide him to me. My face is all lit up, my face is all lit up. If they find me racing white horses, they'll not take me for a boy.
Right.
Let me be
Someone was talking about that lyric in particular.
and dream of sheep.
Come here with me, dear.
Oh, I'll wake up
Her voice was like a cello right there.
sound of engines. Every gun a sinking craft. I can't keep my eyes open.
Is it even more cinematic than normal?
My radio, I tune into some friendly voices talking about stupid things. felt like sleep, and they say they take me home like poppy, heavy with sea.
Sonically, it's so beautiful. Like
They take me deeper and deeper.
which, given some of the subject matter I was able to pick up on, is very fitting. Dramatic.
It's wonderful everywhere, so wide. The river.
When she went super deep there, it reminded me a little bit of Annie Lennox.
Not just soul on the ice, only me skating fast. I'm speeding.
And it did feel like the pace has already increased from the very beginning.
Leaving little lines in the ice, cutting out little lines in the ice, splitting sound, silver hills, spitting snow. There's something moving under us, through water, trying to get out of the cold water. It's me. Something. It's me. Someone help them.
Reminds me of part of the score at Dead Poets Society. So this is gone to Waking the Witch? Just started. Okay.
You must wake up.
Wake up, man.
Wake up, child. Pay attention. Come on. Wake up.
Wake up, love.
You should make the light, but see your little lights alive.
Can you not see that little light up there? There.
Wake up, sleepyhead. Don't you know you've been waiting?
Look who's here to see you.
It's Kate's world. We're just all here for it.
Go
Church bells, but they're sort of distorted.
Pinks and posies.
Emotional and moral drama I'm in right now, but it feels significant. Incredible. I mean, like, all three of them, but that last one, Waking the Witch, is insane. I ran the full gamut of emotions there. A couple minutes in, I was like right on the edge of getting weepy, and then it like changes tempo and the percussion kicks in. Honestly, like, the last track was a whole journey in itself, but you know, the first track, very beautiful and seemingly not related to Philip K. Dick, and more about deep sleep and, you know, dreaming of sheep, and again, the piano in that one, just beautiful, her singing. And then we get to the more dramatic Under the Ice, which felt like it was maybe related already to what we had heard about, or like some of the themes in the first track. And then here is like, we get all these different renditions of wake up to like, hey, wake up, and then, you know, wake up, sleepyhead, a more sympathetic, but still like, hey, you know, get to it, like, focus, you know, you're daydreaming, you're dreaming. And so again, there's like a theme, it feels like, running through all three of those, and who knows, maybe more. But the third track itself was like already like a full story full of different chapters. And again, it felt by the end, maybe the witch was on trial and has been condemned as guilty, which had me thinking, you know, again, historically, and I've talked about this in a couple other videos, but, you know, people who were designated as witches and punished, in some cases, you know, fatally as witches, were often women who were seen as disagreeable, or, you know, they weren't in conjunction with the rest of society, and people would settle grudges by accusing them of being witches and so on. And it made me think that, like, maybe there's something about the, hey, you know, stop daydreaming, wake up, and the idea that maybe a misunderstood nature is, you know, misinterpreted as malevolence, and therefore this person who is essentially just, you know, dreaming is suddenly on trial because it, you know, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, whatever, the guilty. So yeah, there's a whole lot going on thematically, and I'm surely missing with a lot of these stabs. But, you know, I did hear a lot of the lyrics, or, you know, compared to some other Kate journeys where, you know, because her singing is so incredible, it's almost like my brain can't quite pick out the words because the vocals are so intense. And again, there were some vocal moments where she really, again, pushes it in a degree that it's like only the most elite of singers. You know, again, I compared her to Annie Lennox, which I feel like maybe some people will take that as an insult. I assure you, like, I hold Annie in some of the, like, highest vocal regard possible. So when I make that comparison, that's, again, in my mind at least, it's a compliment. So yeah, incredible. Hopefully this whole video gets through. If it didn't, then obviously you will have seen it. Like, this will maybe be the second part of 2. But either way, do let me know what you think of this opening part of the ninth wave, and we'll come back for the rest of it soon. Peace.